On this episode of Show Me Ruttin, it's the last day of early archery season before the 2016 gun season opens up. We'll see if I get it done. It's the morning of November 11th, 2016. Poe had gotten a nice buck this week, Tuesday, I believe, isn't that right?
Yep.
And I'd taken off work. It's the last chance for me to get a buck before the Orange Army comes out and all the deer's habits change drastically. We've been seeing a lot of rut action in this area that we're hunting. We're hunting two-man north of the cut, as we call it, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I get a chance to give myself a buck on the ground before gun season opens tomorrow.
Does he see something?
morning we've seen a lot of action. Getting to be about mid-morning, we see these does come out north of the timber, and they actually come within shooting distance. But this time of year, right before rifle season, we're focusing on trying to get some horns on the ground.
And with the amount of rut activity we've had throughout the week, having these does come in range, like Kenzie had said, gave us great optimism of a buck would be right on their trail. And sure enough, out steps a nice 8-pointer.
This time of year, it's extremely exciting because of all the deer that are on their feet moving throughout the daylight. You even get to see possibly some new bucks that you may not have seen earlier in the season on trail cams or even in this area. But with all this excitement of the rut, there is many challenges that come with it.
And one of the biggest challenges for a bow hunter is getting a buck to stop, especially when he's on a trail of a hot doe. And as you can see from the video, after Kenzie's first shot, that buck did not care. Just from the sound of the bow itself, he just kept going, nose to the ground, and he only had one thing on his mind, was trying to find that doe.
This morning was an exciting morning, but as you can see, I did miss. It's part of the business. If someone tells you they've never missed, then I'll show you a liar. But you got to stay positive. There's always, that next hunt, the next day, even the next few hours. Things change when it's this type of season, and it's rut. It doesn't matter if you shoot a gun in the area. Things happen within hours of each other during this time of the deer season. So what I did is we got down, we headed back, we regrouped. My brother Jason and I actually ended up bringing a single man tripod and setting it up on the south side of that cut around noon. I wanted to get it done and in and out before lunch because I knew that I wanted to hunt that area that afternoon. Poe, it was the same area that Poe had shot his buck a few days earlier, so I knew there was good activity there. I'm gonna bring the doe decoy and set up so that if anything that crossed the cut could see the doe decoy and possibly come in. So this next hunt is that afternoon. Again, it's November 11th. It's the last day before gun season. So this is my last chance before the Orange Army comes out and everything gets just thrown all haywire. So hopefully, as you can see, we'll see what happens. Let's cross our fingers and hope that I can get one down before gun season. Wish me luck.
he's a bloody arrow. Oh boy. It went through. It was a through and through. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, come on, baby. Let's hope he's down right over there. I saw him walking. Hey, can you hear me? I stuck. Yeah. He was front quartered me and it went through. He went through his front shoulder and back quartered away. I mean, it was a through and through. I saw the hole. I saw him go. What? Yeah. Nice. Yeah. It might be that 10. It might be that 10-pointer. I saw him about 80 yards away. He hadn't fallen yet, but I've got a bloody arrow. Okay. Okay. Hey. Okay. Shh. Okay. I'll be here. Yeah. Alright, thank you. I will. Yes, yes, yes. I think I feel good. I feel good seeing this arrow. I felt good when I let it go. I felt good after I heard it. I felt good when it went through. This could be my first bow buck, and he is big. Oh my God.
You fall in the blood trail? Good kill, man. I think you got it. That's awesome. Go ahead, put your hands on him. There you go, man. Yeah. Good job, Kenzie. Good job, man. Come on, let's see him. Look at that guy. Yes. Good job. That's awesome. First buck bow kill.
First buck go to it. Yes. Probably my biggest deer ever. Even with a gun.
Yeah.
Look at that beast. How thick he is.
Yeah.
What a brute.
Yeah. That's him.
Hey everybody, it's Kenzie with Big Muddie Outdoors. It's November 11th, Veterans Day. I was able to harvest this buck right here. It's a nice symmetrical 10-pointer. It's pretty awesome story. I was actually not but maybe 20 yards from where Poe harvested his buck a few days earlier on the 8th. So it's pretty awesome. Poe was hunting a ground blind, which we actually moved this morning to a different location because we knew we were going to put a tripod where he had the ground blind. Jason, my brother, helped me move the tripod this morning at around like 11:30. So we were there at that location earlier this morning and had left. I wanted to get done by noon because I knew I wanted to hunt that spot this afternoon. So I go, it's probably 2 o'clock, 2:15 when I get in, and I'm climbing up the tripod to get into the stand. I put my bow on the ledge, and it falls. Falls down and hits the ground, breaks my GoPro off the bow, and that was the way my afternoon started. I'm sitting there probably for an hour. The wind's gusting. It's in the right direction, but it's pretty much blowing and nothing's moving. I have the doe decoy out at about 25 yards. She blows over. I didn't bring the stakes. So I had to get down, and I go, and I put the doe decoy back up and pray that it doesn't blow back over again, because I'm not putting it back up again. So I get back in the stand, and I don't know, it's probably 10, 15 minutes later, I hear this tink, and I'm like, what was that? And my phone fell out of my pocket, went through the tripod floor, and hit the ground. I'm like, oh gosh, okay. So it's just one of those nights. So I'm like, well, if I'm not seeing deer, I gotta have something to do. So I go down and I get my phone. I'm standing next to the ladder to get back up, and there's 3 does. And I'm like, good gosh, that's my luck. I have 3 does standing within probably 50 yards of me. They turn away, luckily, and I make my way up the stand. I don't know how without them noticing, but they're probably 50 yards to my north, and I'm videoing them, or getting ready to, and I look to my east, and here's this guy messing with the scrape. He's rubbing the branches, and he's probably 80 to 100 yards away, and I notice that he's messing with the scrape, so I know he's alone. So I have the decoy out there, and the first thing I do is I hit the bleat a few times, and he comes walking in. My heart's pounding. I'm like, there ain't no way this is happening. This is just things you see on TV. The things don't happen to you. He comes in, gets within probably 25, 20 yards, and I put a shot on him. Lo and behold, it was a pretty good shot. I put a hole in his chest right here, probably 2.5 inches. The Simmons broadheads did a great job. The blood trail was probably the easiest blood trail I've ever had, even including the gun, to follow. It was an awesome experience. I would like to say thanks to God for this opportunity to harvest such an amazing animal, and I want to say thanks to everybody, Poe, my dad, Mom, all my friends, all my family. They've always been there, they've always supported us, and it's coming together now. So within the last 3 days, Big Muddie's got 2 big bucks down. So day before gun season, let's see what happens. Wish us luck.